People get very caught up and confused on what they should be doing because you get washed with so much volume of information every day that it's very hard to figure out is what I'm doing right, is what I'm doing wrong, and things like that. And so, I know we also get caught up in the shiny object syndrome. So if somebody does something cool on social media, we immediately want to add that into our training program because it look cool. What's good, everybody? So I recorded this video. It's probably like second time record, or probably my third take. I record from my phone, so sometimes I forget to put my do not disturb on, and so like I guess I don't have any conditions, but if somebody texts me, like it's very distracting trying to talk while seeing notifications pop up, whether that be a text message or anything. Right now, it's been a lot of things happening in the world of sports, and so for any schools or teams out there dealing with stuff, I send pray that you guys have a healthy season, things like that, because at any moment anything can be taken away from us, and so I wanted to be very serious on saying that. But to get to the matter at hand for this video podcast, things like that, whatever you want to call it. I'm not that young as I used to be, so I know I simulcast a lot of stuff, so I get confused sometimes on what I'm supposed to call it. But anyway, we want to talk about programming and how often should you change your programming to what you're trying to do and things like that. It really, I'm gonna keep it very simple and give you the answer. For those that don't want to watch the whole video, you have to go until you plateau is the best metric and the best path that I can tell you, because that's what's worked the most for me over my years of training. I remember about 7-8 years ago listening to I follow bodybuilding a lot before getting more into the sports side, and so listening to those bodybuilders talk about muscle confusion and things like that, you get lost in the hype. And then it's funny to look in 2023, 2024, where we have algorithms and social media and things like that, where people get very caught up and confused on what they should be doing because you get washed with so much volume of information every day that it's very hard to figure out is what I'm doing right, is what I'm doing wrong, and things like that. And so, I know we also get caught up in the shiny object syndrome. So if somebody does something cool on social media, we immediately want to add that into our training program because it looked cool, or it may have been exercise that you forgot about over the years, depending on how long you've been training. But oh, excuse. But the thing I say is, if you're a high school athlete right now, you're at the best time of your life to get a great response from many of the programs that you see out there if you're doing them correctly, because your body is full of testosterone, full of a lot of growth hormones that you need in order to be the best version of yourself that you can be right now. So if you do the things such as resting, recovering, and putting those things into place to put yourself in the best position possible, then good things are going to come from that and good things are going to happen. And so for me, when it comes to programming, you can go about it a couple ways. You can do block training, where you're you do things in certain blocks within your programming, but also within your like you do certain things in blocks within what you're doing that day in the weight room. But then you also do blocks over an extended period of time. So let's say we got 12 weeks to work with. Well, we got block 1 for 3 weeks, block 2 for 3 weeks, block 3 for 3 weeks, and block 4 for 4 weeks, which carries us over for a 12-week program. And that makes sense too. If you have goals such as building strength in this phase, building power in this phase, building explosiveness in this phase, so on and so forth, then that does make sense. But to me, to keep it very simple, if you have a good solid program and you're a younger athlete, meaning you haven't spent 10 years, let's say 10 years in the weight room, a lot of what you're going to do is going to elicit a response. And so it's no need to change it up every 2 to 3 weeks. Now, where I say to be careful is to be careful at what you're doing and how you're doing it. So if you're doing bodybuilding muscle splits like a bodybuilder, I would probably stay away from that, because it's going to do good for you aesthetically, but athletically, you may get some drop off depending on how long you stay with it, because you're going to start training muscles that are not as explosive for the world of athletics, or you could limit your range of motion because you've put on too much muscle in certain body parts that restrict your movement and your athleticism on the field. And so you have to remember, as an athlete, if you play anything like baseball, basketball, football, soccer, softball, volleyball, tennis, things like that, you're an athlete first. And so on the field of play, you're not being asked to bench press. How much do you bench press goes into if you start or not. You're what you do in the weight room, coming outside of that, is just an expression of the power and explosiveness that you have as an athlete. And so don't overthink it. Don't get too complicated with it. Use the weight room to build your capacity of things that you want to be better at on the field or the court or whatever, the diamond, etc. And don't use it in reverse, thinking that what you do in the weight room is going to make the biggest difference in the space that you, on the sport that you play. And so do those things and you'll be all right. Like I said, don't overthink it. Just be cool, be yourself. And if you can't figure it out, I know somebody that can. In the world of sports, speed is the ultimate weapon. Can you harness it? Athletes in need of speed and agility training, Legends of Athletics has the perfect program for you. If you struggle accelerating, are unsure how to train for results in and out of season, cannot change directions or jump, hit the message button and set up a call and assessment today. With our system, we offer weekly check-ins, scheduled face-to-face calls, mental training, speed-based programming, year-round, in and out of season. I'm Justin Miller, owner of Legends of Athletics. Over the last 10 years in the sports performance industry, I have trained over 250 athletes. 30% of the Legends of Athletics athletes have obtained scholarships at the collegiate level for sport. In the world of sports, speed is the ultimate weapon. Harness your speed with Legends of Athletics through online training, custom online training, or face-to-face training. Be legendary. And so if you liked the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, holla at your boy, get us some more follows. We're trying to get to 1,000 real quick, trying to get to 1,000. So if you like it, like the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and as always, be legendary.